How's it going, guys? My name is RighteousNicky, and welcome to my final Master Rank Overmind game. Now, this I think was a very interesting one because the file that I have named this game is called "Don't Be Like That Zeratul." Now, that's very strange because I'm actually playing the Zeratul, so either I'm stupid or I wrote this "Don't Be Like That" for some other player. Now, in both cases, I think someone from our team did something bad. And we're going to about see in this game. I'm going to highlight Zeratul here as a last pick. And oh, they're going to ban Zoo here. First ban Zoo. That's actually very interesting because on the higher ranks, I've noticed that a lot of people have been using this tactic to go Zoo solo on the top and middle lane on Blackheart's Bay and put the rest of your 4 teammates on the bottom lane to apply pressure. Now, I'm not really sure if this tactic is really that good because I haven't witnessed it that much. It definitely has some potential, but when it comes to actually contesting the top chest, it gets a bit chaotic. Now, the point of you going solo Zoo is that actually their teammate is also going to send one teammate to sock versus the Zoo, and Zoo is better into socking. So what you want to do with if you're on the enemy side is actually send 2 people to get rid of the Zoo, so you can continue to sock freely. Now let's talk about the other picks a bit here. We're going to get Muradin, solid tank, Faustet, excellent global presence. They actually got far more global presence than us at the moment. Brightwing and the Hacker are pretty solid on this map, and Tychus is going to allow them to firstly disallow us to get a double tanker position, and secondly Tychus is pretty good actually versus the Hacker, so they kind of remove a counter from the Hacker from the pool. Now, yeah, the teammates ask me if I can support. I'd rather not really. Generally, I go for Tassadar if it's needed. I've been practicing a lot of Uther though as well as a solid support if it's needed. But in general, my biggest strength is playing assassins, so I'm going to be very what's the word? Solid about my decision for going Zeratul. Now, we're going to get Oreo and Vava. From the overall vision of our team seems pretty squishy at the moment. We have only one solid Muradin tank. Now they're going to get Aurak and ATC. Those are 2 very solid picks here. ATC gives you the map potential with stage dive. They already have 3 global presences. And Aurak is just this bursty guy, man. I'm generally a player that is very afraid of Aurak. Our team actually has a bit of a point here. Zeratul doesn't seem like that great of a choice versus their team in particular. But I feel very confident with Zeratul in his current meta. He actually hasn't been buffed yet prior to me playing. He actually got a very small buff that I'm going to tell you in the game ahead. Now, generally, you want to be going cleave build with Zeratul. At the moment, in my opinion, this is the strongest build at the moment. Cleave build with Grim's Task. And what I said earlier, just a moment ago, that they have buffed recently, actually the cleave build itself, like it wasn't strong enough already. I'm going to give you the details. Previously, Grim Task, the talent level for Grim Task, gave you 4% ability power on takedowns, up to an amount of 40% cap, which would fade away if you die. Now, they have buffed this to 5% per kill and a total cap of 50%. And not only that, they buffed another talent that improves your cleave build. Yep. It's going to be the level 16 talent Void Swash. Previously, it dealt 40% increased damage if you manage to hit your cleave on minimum 2 enemies. And now that damage is increased to 50%. So that's another 10% increase on a talent. But currently we're playing with the pre-buff Zeratul here, which in my opinion was already pretty strong. Now, things aren't going very well for us at the moment. We have a lot of deaths, which is pretty unfortunate. Now, the early game of Cleave build Zeratul is actually pretty low. Pretty weak. Generally, you want to be just so... I'm going to actually die pretty unfortunately there. Very unfortunately indeed. So, my thought was that generally prior to level 4, you basically want to be soaking with Zeratul. You already have an improved cleave talent, so you can cleave out the entire wave with one swing. And usually it takes around 2 cleaves to actually kill the entire wave. It's not the best hero to soak, but still has some pretty nice potential. Now, you want to be actually starting ganking very frequently as level 4 because you want to be building those green task stacks. Now, we're going to have some trading here. Usually with this build, you want to be landing your cleave to as much people as possible. The biggest strength of this build is that you deal a lot of spread AoE damage. This doesn't happen with your other builds. With your other builds, Vorpal Blade build, Auto Attack build, or even the W build, which is the Singularity Spike build. All those 3 builds focus on bursting down single targets and improving a lot of your auto attack potential and combo potential. While the Cleave build focuses around doing cleave damage to a lot of enemies at once, quick burst damages, and for you to escape after that, without you on the other hand taking a lot of damage in return. Now, the good thing is about this build is that you can make a lot of your opponents low on HP. You manage to chop their HP down, so your team can be a bit more confident in engaging them. Otherwise, your chase potential isn't that good. You mainly have only your blink if you haven't used that to poke, and void prison to chase down, which isn't that good. But your main goal as a cleave build Zeratul is to cleave. Now, we're constantly actually having a lot of deaths here, which is pretty unfortunate. Everyone is playing pretty... I wouldn't say bad, but not good, definitely. Me as well. I'm not managing to do that much with the Zeratul. Aurak is going to actually miss a bit his abilities there. That was a bit funny. Fausta though is soaking the bottom pretty nicely. If it's needed, he can fly down towards us, just as the Haka. So it's good that he is on the furthest line at the moment. Now, I'm just trying to soak this top lane. I tried, because we really need that level 7. Level 7 allows me to have my pokes much safer, as you saw that. You use the wormhole, cleave, and get back. Now, I wouldn't suggest to overstay. Sometimes you can use your Singularity Spike as well for that poke, but most of the times I wouldn't suggest it. Simply because that allows the enemy to actually deal damage to you, or even worse, CC you. Stun or silence will remove the ability for you to return at your wormhole position. So that would be probably will cause your death. So generally what you want to do with this build is actually poke only with your Q. Now if you feel that you've damaged an enemy hero low enough for you to actually continue chasing them, then definitely use the Singularity Spike. Otherwise just play it safe until then. I definitely wouldn't suggest you to be overextending your stay on the wormhole with a Singularity Spike. And people keep dying here. We're generally trying to play pretty safe here. We're pretty behind on level 10. I'm going to soak here as I can. I'm not able to kill anyone as well. It's pretty hard actually to kill people with Zeratul if they have 2 tanks. This is probably a situation that I wouldn't suggest you to pick Zeratul if their team has 2 tanks, because the AoE poke damage of Zeratul is pretty good, but isn't pretty good on big HP heroes. If a hero has like 2000 HP, then the poke is pretty good. But if the hero has like 4000 or more HP, then the poke isn't just that effective, especially if they have 2 tanky heroes. Generally, the best scenario for you as a Zeratul is to go inside, let's say 3 ranged players and poke, while their enemy tank is busy engaging, and let's say they have another melee DPS that is going to chase their tank's target. So that allows you to poke generally 3 ranged players. Now this isn't the case in our situation because they have 2 tanks, an Aurak that has pretty high chances to get you out of position, and now I'm actually going to get damaged a lot by the towers, and the hacker is going to come here, but I'm going to manage to escape safely, thankfully. I'm going to grab the Void Prison. I'm just trying to do anything that is going to give us some advantage to our team here, collecting some coins and stuff. Now I'm going to be pretty ballsy here, recall next to the hacker. Other thing that I wanted to mention about their draft in particular is that Tychus is actually a very close ranged assassin. His range isn't that big, so he can actually stick pretty well to his tanks to be in a very protective spot. Not only that, what was the support? I'm not really sure. I totally forgot. I'm going to check when the enemy reveals themselves. Brightwing, yeah. Brightwing is a hero that can survive very well on his own. If he's in danger, he can just blink out to another champion, especially if he picked the healing ultimate. And generally, if you overstay next to a Brightwing, you're just going to get polymorph. Now, the goal on this build is actually to not overstay and just get some very nice quick bursts. So generally, Brightwing wouldn't be able to react that fast for him to polymorph you, which is awesome. But in general, I maybe have made not the best choice for picking Zeratul here versus a double tank composition. But to be fair, I didn't really know what other damage dealer that I would have picked would have been very nice versus their team in particular, because we already have Vala. I went for a Void Prison there. Mainly just to try to save Uriel from the Tychus, but I'm going to pay the ultimate price here by getting silenced by the hacker. Now I'm going to start writing something here, because I feel like just our team cooperation is not getting very well. Val here is going to play the "I'm not bad, you're bad" card. Yeah, there it is. I just now the point here isn't that I'm playing Zeratul bad. The point is that everyone is playing bad, not only me. And I've been dying from recently, to be honest, not from the start of the game, how everyone has been doing till now. And we have been most of the time on a very losing side here, which is tilting everyone from our team, which really sucks. We're not being able to get any kills because their team is pretty beefy. I'm going to try to poke, but ATC is going to engage on the bank there. Muradin is getting tons of damages. He's going to be trying to survive there. Uriel is going to ult him. I actually managed to land another very nice poke there. I'm going to Void Prison them so our team can manage to get some cooldowns and position. Now, we actually are managing to actually start killing them very well here. Nice ultimate from Falstad. I'm just trying to pick as much kills as I can around me. Finally, something to motivate us to actually get some positiveness here to our team, because we have been losing for entire 10 minutes here, 14 levels, which isn't very helpful towards the team's morale. Now, we're going to start the boss here, because we wiped their team basically. And it would have been nice if Falstad would help us with some damage here. We actually didn't have 10 coins anyway, so we didn't see why we shouldn't start the boss here. Seems like a pretty nice decision, and we're going to be able to secure it. I'm going to just go back to base to get my mana back, because your mana is very crucial for this build. Mostly you'll be using your Q and E to poke, and you want to be very well on mana. Yeah, and I'm going to throw some reports there as well. I even sent a couple of reports because I know how fucked up the system is. I generally don't like offensive people in ranked, and that guy just... Did you saw why he called me trash? Because I've picked Zeratul as the last pick, and I said that our team should try to not die as much, because we have been accumulating a lot of deaths, and we should try to focus on maybe not getting out of position and caught, so we don't give that much experience to the enemy team. Now, we did won this last team fight, but that doesn't mean I'm going to close my eyes to the flaming that happened towards me. And we're going to get level 16 here. Our team managed to grab this camp there. I'm going to get the Void Slash, which is going to allow me to finally accelerate at poking at a very good rate. At a very good amount, actually. Now, they have actually a lot of coins, and our team definitely needs to defend this bot, and we should actually try to deliver coins as well. Now, their team is actually already here. I'm going to blink out because I knew that Brightwing's Q was going to reveal me. ATC also saw my reflection there, and it was a good thing there. I'm going to land Void Slash on 3 people. I'm going to land a Void Prison, so I can... they actually fucked up this Void Slash there. I'm going to get ulted by ATC, and I'm going to try to be on a safe position here. I'm going to enter again now the team fight. They're going to deal a lot of damage there. Just... oh, but I got into an Artanis ultimate, which reflected so much damage back to me. Now I see a low Brightwing, but he's going to get finished. Just deal a lot of poke damage there on Awarak. Actually, it's Awarak, not Artanis. I don't know why I called him like this. But we're picking a lot of nice kills there. I'm going to tell my team to defend the Merc camps there. And seems Falstad died there. I'm not really watching what is happening there. They're fighting on their fort, grabbing up some last kills there, I guess. But what I really want to do is defend our structures from siege damage that I really don't want them to be taking, because we're pretty behind in general, and they actually have 2 boats ahead of us. Though we are actually pretty even on forts, which is pretty nice. Now there seems to be happening some fighting there on the bottom chest. Oh, this guy seems pretty low, Muradin. Though he's the most... has the most survivability, which is good. I'm going to enter and poke there. I didn't manage to land my W, unfortunately. But that is definitely enough damage to scare them away. I'm going to have another Q available here. I'm going to probably dive. Awarak is though pretty close. I'm probably going to land a Void Prison here, yeah. I'm getting damaged quite heavily, and I'm silenced, don't have my E ready. But this is going to allow our team excellent win from Falstad. I'm going to dive in for another burst of damage there. I'm going to just make them low enough HP so our team can finish them out. And those... we've been winning those past 3 team fights very nicely. I already have 9 stacks on my Grim Task. And this seems to be going very well for us. We're going to deliver some coins here. We have 28 coins. We're going to be getting even more. Oh, more than 21 there. Excellent. We're going to be on the way of winning here the game very nicely. I'm not really sure why their team is losing there. Maybe we're performing a bit better. I'm definitely performing not better, but I'm definitely outputting a lot more damage, which is very good for our team. Void Prison is very helpful as well for zoning out enemies while our team deals with the tanks. So as you can see, Void Prison is a very key factor in team fights, even if Zeratul isn't the best pick, because it's just a very big game-changing ultimate that can change the tides of the battle towards your side. Now I see an ATC here. I'm actually going to blink on the other side because I saw that Avarak noticed me there and I didn't want to die. We're going to get level 20. Now, for level 20 I went for the Gift of the Xel'Naga. This is going to, of course, 50% movement speed reduction is pretty nice, which is going to allow us to chase the wall targets much easier, but if I manage to land a Void Prison on one of my teammates, I want him to stay active and deal damage or tank or whatever while their teammates are frozen, which is going to allow us to, you know, outnumber them. This is what Void Prison allows you to do. Now, considering we have a level advantage, I'm pushing my team here with pings to engage because it's a very nice opportunity for us to push the pressure. And I'm going to check the bushes here. The Haka is on the side. I really want our team to do some very aggressive move here because we really just are winning very nicely here, and we have the opportunity to have a +1 talent team fight, and we should definitely be chasing for this opportunity. But we also have the coins, and we are going to force them to come to us by delivering the coins, which is also a good idea. I'm actually sneaking around here not only to give vision to my team, but if they actually get close enough, I could Void Prison them and buy my team enough time to deliver the coins safely. They already have lost one core fort, core keep, which is excellent. They're probably going to lose one more now with this boat. And we've been doing some very nice moves here, which are going to allow us to get closer to victory. Now, I really wanted to actually team fight once with our level 20 advantage, but seems their team is going to be doing a very nice job soaking and not fighting, which is very smart indeed. Now they have only one core keep left. Seems we're going to be trying to get as much coins as possible here as well, so we can deliver once again. We have 2 more camps pushing on the bottom, which is very nice. I would probably suggest our team here to push with the 2 more camps, because we feel pretty confident. So I don't really see a reason why we shouldn't try to apply some pressure here. I'm going to come here, deal some very nice AoE damage on 3 people. Now Aura going balls deep there. I'm going to Void Prison because our team is caught off guard there. We didn't expect this Aura engage there, and everyone is pretty well there. Oreo is going to shoot us. Falstad is going to disengage. But I think we really need to get the hell out of here. The Haka though coming from the behind, taking a kill on Falstad. He's sandwiching the Vala. This is going to shit town here, guys. Everyone is getting zoned out, and we are not being able to perform any kind of damage. Now me and Murden are going to try to protect Uriel, I guess. I'm thinking to myself, this is a very bad situation. We lost our 2 DPSs, and what I can do here is actually push for the core, because I cannot contest them 3 versus 5, 2 versus 5 at the moment. The only thing I can do is deal pressure on the side here, so I can force some of them to go back. Now actually I lost my entire camp and their camp spawned, their minion wave, not camp, excuse me. So I'm going to take some unnecessary damage, but I'm going to keep pushing those 2 lanes so I can provide pressure for our team. They're going to go, Uriel died as well, they're going to go push for the middle, but I'm just going to try to push 2 sides at once here to provide pressure as much as I can. They're going for the core. Now I think to myself, I cannot outrace them on the core versus 1 on the core. I'm going to come back. Val is spawning soon. Falstad, very nice wind to push them back. I'm going to start doing some pretty nice damage there. The Tychus I'm trying to do damage to the Tychus. I don't have enough. I'm going to actually Void Prison the core there. But I actually missed. I missed the Void Prison on the core. That's ridiculous. Holy shit. But we did manage to finish them. And this is where the ultimate facepalm happens. 80 going with the stage dive. Is going to finish the core. Holy shit. Oh, we didn't expect that. Definitely. Well, that was a personal fuck up from me there for the Void Prison. I could definitely have saved a lot of HP from the core. And would have probably won this game if ATC didn't have enough damage for the core. But I generally thought that the Void Prison would have been on a decent spot there to stop the core from dying. But it was my mistake there. But in general, I think I named this video "Don't Be Like That" because of my teammates. They were pretty offensive a lot of the time in the draft as well, judging my pick, and in the game as well, continuing to judging my pick. Well, to be honest, from the mid to late game, I think I performed decently well. More than enough for them to be not flaming me, in my opinion. So that's why I reported a lot of those guys that were acting like this towards me. Now, I definitely did fuck up in that last moment, and ATC did took that opportunity to finish out the game. But in general, please people, don't act like this just because someone is picking Zeratul. And Zeratul wasn't considered that strong back then. This was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I've seen a spike in his play. People have went to go for a Vorpal Blade build a lot of the time before the additional buff to his cleave build. But in general, Zeratul is definitely not a bad pick. He has a lot of team fight potential, especially with a Void Prison, and that shouldn't be taken lightly. But yet again, I actually just remembered my thought. What would you have picked versus their team to allow you to win versus their composition? Would you try to pick something that would do a lot more damage towards double tank? Would you have picked a double tank yourself versus a Tychus? I don't think so. And you already had 2 range damage dealers, Valla and Faustat, which are already pretty good tank dealers. What we needed was someone to help Muradin on the engage. Now, was Zeratul the best thing? I don't know, but it was definitely the thing that I was most comfortable with, and the thing that I knew that I could perform best at. I mean, I could have went for a throw maybe, but I definitely didn't saw us throw to be the best choice in this situation. I'm going to stop talking now. There's a lot of sides of this game that can be taken into account, but really a very awesome game here to close out my master games, in my opinion. I'm going to be showing you from this point out unranked draft games, unfortunately. But one thing I want to mention is that I've been actually working on a second account, a Smurf account. Though I'm pretty far from starting ranked. I only have one hero on level 5, and yeah, it's going to take a bit of a time. But generally, I will be playing mainly on ranked draft on my main account, and I'm going to try maybe level up some characters on my second account. So maybe I don't, for the entire 4-month duration, I don't play only unranked games. I really want to jump back to rank because I really like the trio of climbing a rank and proving that you're good at the game. So this is going to be everything from me from today, guys, and thank you for watching, and until next time, stay righteous. Now, this is a very good talent actually for the Butcher, and I'm actually going to try to duo out the Asmodan here because I felt very confident with my minion wave. I'm actually going to be able to 1 versus 1 him easily here with the Swall catching up to him. Went a bit cocky, and now what you want to do here is get the hell out of here. You don't want to be dueling on that low HP. I'm just kiting